Hey everybody, this video is to help people learn how to use Excel, to do some of the things we will be commonly using Excel for in this course. So if you haven't already, you definitely need to go to the PowerSchool page and download this Excel spreadsheet called Intro to Excel. Open it on up and go to the first tab called Histogram, Box Plot, and 5-number Summary. You can see the little tab title down here. So there's also a Word document for you to download from PowerSchool that has what you need to do, the actual assignment on here. And basically, I'm just going to complete this in this video and show you step by step how to do the Excel commands so that later on, if you need to do this kind of stuff on your own, you have something to look back on. Okay, so we have completed, hopefully, number one, to get the Excel file and open it. So the first thing it asks us to do is on this first tab, we've got a column of data that is total family income for a couple thousand people. And what we want to do first is to make a histogram of the data set. So we're going to be doing that a lot, so let's go over to Excel. So all you need to do is click on the A, so that will highlight the entire column of data. So click on that, go up here to where it says Insert, click on Insert, and a whole bunch of stuff will pop up here at the ribbon at the top. We are interested in this graph right here. There's a bunch of different types of graphs. If you hover over it, it's the one that looks like a histogram and it says statistical. When you click on it, it gives you a couple options. We want the histogram option. And you click it, and voila, there is our histogram. So before you paste it into the Word document, there are a few things you want to do, and this is true for any kind of graph. You can mess with the size. You always want to make a title. So this is a histogram of family income. If you don't label your graphs, that's a big bummer, and it's also a reason you get points off. People need to know what the graph is of. A couple other options you can mess with here. If you look at this graph, make it a little bit bigger just to make sure everybody can see it. Each bar here is an interval of $15,000. So like this first bar is people whose family income was in between $0 and $15,000. Looks like there's about, 840 of them. If you want to change the interval that each bar is, you just need to double click anywhere inside the blue box. And under options, it has this thing called bins. Each interval for a column is called a bin. Right now it's on automatic. You can change it to bin width. So instead of 15,000, you can see right here it's set to 15,000. Let's say I wanted it to be 25,000. I can change that, press enter, and it'll change it for me. You can also, over here, change the number of bins. Let's say for some reason, right now has 19. Let's say I wanted there to be 30. I don't know why I'd want that, but anyway. So you can change that kind of stuff here. So anyway, the Word document asks us to cut and paste this. So I just click on the graph. I'm doing Control C. I'm going to go over here to the Word document and paste. And there it is. The next thing the assignment says is to make a box plot of this data set. So I'm going to go back over to the Excel sheet. Since I've pasted this into my Word document, I'm just going to delete it. So again, to make a box plot, I go over here, I click on the A at the top of this. It highlights the entire column of data. I go to Insert, same graph icon. This time I'm going to choose Box and Whisker instead of the histogram. And there we go. So again, make it a little bit bigger. Double click on the title there so I can change the title. box plot of family income. So sometimes if you leave the box filled with this blue color, it's hard to see where the lines are. So you can go ahead and double click the blue box anywhere in there. And then over here, you want to choose the paint can because we want to change the fill, the color that's filling up that. And I'm going to do a pattern fill. That's usually what's nice. You can choose a bunch of different patterns. I like the dots here. It makes it easy to read. The other thing, as you'll remember from our review, is that box plots do not show the mean. Box plots only show the median. So this line right here across the box, that's the median. But let's say I wanted to see the mean over here. So if you click on the graph of the box plot and you click on the third tab over here, this bars thing, you have a couple options. So I have here marked show the mean marker. So that when you click it, what that does is it makes this little X appear at where the mean is. So you can actually adapt your box plot so that it will display the mean. Okay, so this is what the assignment asked for. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, Control C, go back over to Word, and paste it in. So there's our box plot. The next thing asks us to compute the 5-number summary, IQR, mean, and standard deviation. Okay, so go back over to Excel. So we're going to use a couple Excel commands. So in Excel, data is referenced by which cell it's in. So each box on the screen is a cell. So if I'm in the very upper left corner, that is cell A1. If I go down one, now I'm in A2. It's just the column, and then which row it's in. So if I'm over here, let's say I'm in this cell. This yellow cell is cell E6. So anytime I'm using formulas or commands in Excel, I'm going to be referencing things by what cells they're in. So if I want to take the average of a bunch of cells, I'm going to be able to tell Excel what I want to take the average of by using the cell names. If I want to say from this cell to this cell, you put a colon in between them. So let's say I wanted to take the average of the first 5 numbers in this list from A2 down to A6. I could put equals average, so average is an Excel command, and I would put A2 colon A6. And you'll notice it automatically will highlight those cells that I'm taking the average of. When I close the parentheses and press enter, voila, there's the average. The average is 65,400. Okay, so I want to find the 5-number summary of this data set. It starts at A2, and how far down does it go? Let's see. The bottom observation is cell 5,758. Okay, so I'm going to write that down so I don't forget it. 5758. Okay. All right, so the first number in the 5-number summary is the minimum. So I'm going to type in this cell and just label it, and I'm going to go to the cell next to it. And the Excel command to find the minimum is min. And then, so equal min, parentheses, and I want to go from A2 all the way down to A 5,758. And the minimum value is 0. There were some families in this data set that had 0 income. The maximum value is pretty similar. I'm going to do equal, and then the Excel command for maximum is max. Again, I'm going to go from A2 down to A 5,758. Okay, the maximum is 454,737. If I want to find the median, I can put equals, and then the command in Excel for median is median. So parentheses, again, A2 colon A 5,758. The median value is 58,870. Okay, so to find Q1 and Q3, we're going to use an Excel command called quartile. So you do equal quartile, and then in parentheses, the range we're looking at. So again, A2 to A 5,758. And then comma, we have to tell it which quartile do we want to find. Do we want to find the first, the third, et cetera, et cetera. Here, because we're looking for Q1, we want the first, so I'm going to do comma 1. Okay, so Q1 is 28,000. If I want to find Q3, I do the same thing, equals, I'm going to use the quartile command again, A2, A 5,758. And now, since I'm looking for the third quartile, I'm going to do comma 3. Another way to find the median is to use the quartile command. The median is the same thing as the second quartile. So you can do median or quartile and use 2. Okay, so that's our 5-number summary. The question set asks us to also find the average. So I'm going to do equals average, A2, comma, A 5,758. Okay, there's the average family income. Standard deviation. So equals STD, not that kind. So we want STD EV dot S. Whoops. There we go. And then in parentheses, A2, A 5,758. And there we go. The standard deviation was $76,491. So if we want to make a nice little table, we can just highlight all the cells. And then up here on the menu, there's a little drop down that tells you where you want borders. I want to put borders around all these boxes. Oh, I forgot IQR. Remember, IQR is just Q3 minus Q1. So I'm going to write a little formula. Q3 is here in cell D8. So I'm going to click that. So equals D8 minus Q1 is in cell D6. So minus cell D6. Our IQR was 72,000. So once I've got my little table, just highlight it, Control C, pop back over here to Word, and Control V. Or I guess you could have typed in the values here. All right, so that's the first tab. I will make a second video to do the second tab. So that's your introduction to some basic Excel graph commands. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'll see you in just a second.